So in the last video, you guys seen that thing, and what was the problem was there's a whole bunch of stuff sitting in front of it. It ain't sitting there no more, because we're in the garage today working on fixing a problem, and also we're cleaning out this bay a little bit. So I'll show you guys what we're doing. Corbin, tell us why the little blue hot rod is here in the garage today.
Well, it ain't making no compression.
So it just wings and wings and wings over and doesn't do anything?
Basically.
Okay, so what I believe happened is this motor was sitting on that old Cub Cadet that we started with, and it sat outside and sat outside, and there's a lot of rust on the old mower, and I think that the cylinder wall got rusty. Now, I thought, well, it'll come around before I thought the cylinder wall got rusty. And it smoked and smoked and continued to smoke, but it ran. Well, it kept getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and then now it makes like no compression. So I think the rings are wasted. There's a possibility there's a valve stuck. So we're gonna dig into it today, but I've got the fix. That right there is a 12 horse. It should be okay. So, and if that doesn't work, then over here, we've got a 12.5 horse. So one way or the other, we're coming up with something. So we'll see what happens. All right, unfortunately, I can't show you a lot of what happened because we didn't have the camera turned on because I had a whole lot of help. And one of them doesn't like to be on camera, but I will give you a walkthrough on what we've done so far and where we're at right now. So first off, this one right here, not sure how much work he done, but he's sure to get dirty. Look here, move. He's got dirt all over him. No, he done good. He took the rear ends out of the old mowers and helped take some of the old mowers apart. And that is a 12 horse that we were worried about cleaning that excess paint off on it, but we might leave it just for a patina. It's a lot bigger on there. Believe it or not, the muffler did bolt right back up from where off the 10 horse. The carburetor is going to be a whole nother issue. Because the motors are quite a bit different. And I got to take this one off and put the electrical, flywheel's got to come off and the electrical generator's got to go on this one because we actually took it off this one to put it on the 10 horse, now we got to put it back on this one. So, yeah. But the 12 horse is mounted on there. The pulley's on it, everything. We did have a problem getting the pulley that was on that one off of it. Had one of them stupid stamped ones that doesn't act as a good keyway, and so the keyway was a bit damaged, but fortunately this has got a real keyway and a real pulley, so yeah, we're in good shape now. Over here is the original 10 horse. We drained the oil out of it. It's sitting on its side. I do want to take the head off of that and we'll see if we can see what's going on with it. I'm not entirely sure, but I just know it wasn't running good, it wasn't working good. Plus it was leaking oil like crazy, so that was a problem too. And it was smoking, so, well, it was smoking before it quit running. And that's the new, quote unquote, new carburetor, the Chinese carburetor, it was on it. It worked good, but it really won't work for the other one. And then, the garage got cleaned up today, which was a big deal. And out here we have got a pile of junk. And so we'll have to take a trip to the scrap yard at some point in time here in the near future. So, besides that, I've got a carburetor I've got to order now, and somebody's trying to dodge the camera. So I got a carburetor I've got to order now because we can't find the bowl off of this carburetor, so that's a problem. It come off somewhere, and that's the only thing we're missing is the bowl. If not, I think that carburetor would be good. But there was some mat cleaning today, and I know if you guys have seen some of this in the past, maybe I have to go back and look some older videos, but these mats look better than they have looked in years. That thing had grease caked up on it where it's right here by the lathe. And so there's quite a bit of garage cleaning that happened today. And I know the floor doesn't look, you know, fabulous, But it got scrubbed and squeegeed and washed, and probably needs it again a couple times before. But it just got stains you can't get rid of. That's just the stains, all that is. So we'll get some parts ordered, get back in here and try and finish this one up and hear this thing run. Okay, it's the following weekend. I had to stop in yesterday and work for just a little bit without the camera, so let me show you what I've done. So this right here is the 10 horse. This is the governor that came off the 12 horse though, and the governor rod. And notice the spring's not hooked up, and there's not a mounting bolt here. So I may have to take this plate off and put it on the 12 horse, and let me go over and show you why. That governor right there came off the 10 horse. Now what's important about that is our throttle was already set up a certain way, and now it connects to there and I don't have to change throttle cables or nothing like that. So that works now. This right here might be different. I've not measured them yet, so we might have to take this cover off the 10 horse and swap them. And then we don't have a carburetor on here. The original carburetor for this motor, we lost the bowl somewhere. So the carburetor doesn't have a bowl on it. If you know anything about carburetors, that's not going to work. So I have to either find that bowl, which we've looked for it and can't, or order another carburetor. So I've got the linkage for the governor there that came off the 10 horse and the new carburetor I bought for the 10 horse. So I'm going to try and use that carburetor. Yes, I know that came off the 10 horse and this is the 12 horse. I don't think they're that picky. So for this particular project, it's not going to be detrimental one way or the other. The next problem is I know that the electrical generator under that's bad, so we're going to have to take the cover off of that one. We're going to have to take the cover off the 10 horse over there and pull the generator off of it and swap them, because I know that one's good and this one's bad. So let's get moving into that. Okay, so I've got the cover off and my wife's out there cleaning it up. I've got this right here off, took the 3 screws out of that. So now we need to get the flywheel off. And you can take a big wrench and try and hold it still and break that loose. I'm not going to do that today. I have got an air tool, which I don't know if we're, there we go. And you're going to take the bolt out of the top of this. And then we'll probably have to get a wheel puller, take these bolts here out of this plastic to get those off, so I'll get all that lined up. Okay, on this particular engine, the fan that goes on top is plastic. And so I've unbolted that and we'll take that off. Now I want to take the main bolt that holds the flywheel on, and I'm going to put it back in there just a little bit. I'm going to leave some slop, but I want to make sure the threads are in there real good. And then I'm going to use this wheel puller. And it's one of those things that, this is an old one here. Matter of fact, this is an old Snap-on. This thing's probably older than I am. But I'll set this in here like so. I'm going to just put the threads down in there by hand till this one stops. There, and I'm going to match this one up best I can. And then once I get that done, hold on, 16 socket. Right there in the front, short one. Yep, 9/16.
I found half, I found 7, then I found a 9.
Okay, so something to note is you want this to be kind of even. You don't want this thing to be, so I had to back this one back out some once I got this one down in as far as I could go, because you want to pull straight up. And I've got that bolt in there because this piece goes down in there and might damage the threads and get the end stuck. So now I'm going to tighten this because I'm going to expand it. And we're pushing down on, there it goes. We popped the seal. That was it. So now I'll back this back off. Try and stay out of your guys' way. Hold that. Okay, this little piece right here, this is your generator. And you can own these out to make sure they work. I've already done that with this one and the one on the 10 horse. This one's bad, but we put it back on here so we would have one on here when we changed them out before. I'm gonna change them out now. Okay, this is the good one. I don't know how many years apart these motors are, but a lot of the stuff on them works one off the other one. Obviously we was able to mount the exhaust to this one, so get those bolts stacked down in there, and I will tighten those up, and then I'll show you a trick with the keyway. Okay, on the keyway I've got a little bit of grease here, and I'm going to wipe it on the keyway, and when I set it in there, instead of falling out, I know it's kind of a tight fit anyways, but when you set it in there, that grease will kind of be sticky and keep it from falling out. And now you can take your flywheel and put it back on. Okay, so now we'll take this, put that back on there. Oops, almost got excited. See what I done? I can't put that back on there. Forgot I was dealing with a plastic fan blade. So that kind of fits on there a little snug. I gotta line the bolt holes up. Like that. Like that. I'll get those started by hand. Tighten those in a second. And put that on. So now in reverse I can zip all this down, put the cover back on it, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so I've made a mess here. But I've got fuel in the line now, so now let's see what it does. Not good. Not good. I guess I never did check the spark plug on this one. Let's take the air filter off and see if I can't. I don't know when the last time this motor even ran, if it ever has. I assume the coil's good. That might be my problem. Well, that'll work. Ooh. I'm gonna give it a little choke. Alright, you might hear it running in there. We've been trying to figure out what's going on, and I think that motor had a stuck valve. I'm going to show you how this works. Dad's got some lead additive. He's going to drip into it, and you can hear the valve start hanging better. So let me get in here. Alright, go ahead. you can hear it smooth out there. We're gonna let it run for a little bit and get them valves warmed up. We're gonna try and put the rest of it together. So I know it's windy out here, but it's noisy in there. So it's not the carburetor. It's that motor's not running forever. So this will be the first time for it. So we'll see how this goes. So it was a fight. I think we had a valve seal not making good, or a valve kind of sticking a little bit. But after some ATF down the carburetor mixed in with the fuel and some acetone and us just kind of running it for a while and getting it good and hot, everything's working out good. And the most important part is somewhere out there in the field, there's a little boy who's enjoying his mini hot rod. Now I just got to figure out where he went. I hear it. It's running wherever it's at. Hey, look, there it is. It's, I think we got some more belt things to fix on it, but hey, he's out there having a good time. Well, is it running good?
Yup.
You kind of like that backfire, don't you?
Yes. I never knew this thing had a gun.
Now we've got a new motor on mini hot rod, so now he's good to go for a little bit, and we can get started on some other stuff. So, guys, if you haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button, and we're gonna move on to some bigger projects. So we'll see you later, and thanks for watching.